Good evening and welcome back to TUTV. My name is Hunter Lynn.
And my name is Michaela Crownover. Before we begin our show, let's look at some last week's headlines.
Earlier today, South Africa's ambassador to France was found dead outside a Paris hotel after apparently falling from his 22nd floor window. The ambassador, Kosanathi Emmanuel Thethwa, left a suicide note to his wife, according to authorities.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth held an all-meeting of top military brass at Quanah, Virginia. Hegseth rallied against generals' physical fitness, according to NBC. President Trump, who also attended, encouraged Hegseth to treat major cities such as Chicago for training grounds for other militaries. Our military.
Dozens of attendees walked out of last week's meeting of the United Nations during a speech given by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. In his speech, Netanyahu stated that Israel will not allow a Palestinian state to exist and called accusations that Israel was committing a genocide in the Gaza Strip, quote, baseless, according to the BBC.
The heavily contaminated area of Tar Creek, Oklahoma has been an environmental issue for decades. Since mining operations began in the start of World War II, residual waste has remained on land. Now we can go to our TUTV reporter, Roma Carter, for more on the story.
On the border of Kansas and Missouri in northeast Oklahoma, just north of Miami, lies a heavily polluted area, one of the most toxic environmental zones in the United States. This is Tar Creek, a small region in Ottawa County with an industrial history of coal mining, leaving behind copious amounts of toxic waste which continues to saturate the soil and leach into surrounding waterways, including Grand Lake. Massive piles of refined ore, known as tailings or chat, tower over the landscape, some reaching over 50 feet tall and stretching 2 miles from the now abandoned towns of Pitcher and Cardin. Freeman details,
after you've mined it and gotten the major deposits out, you have what are like nationally known as tailings, and around Pitcher it's known as chat. It's fine, kind of gravelly looking mine tailings, and they're just massed up into large piles. Chat piles is like I played on them as a kid. And then there are like washing ponds built around to wash off the minerals, which you're washing off some of the mineral with that. And so you're getting like lead, zinc, cadmium, manganese pollution.
Though small in scale, some initiatives from former residents and environmental groups have emerged to combat the lingering damage at Tar Creek. One of the most active is the LEAD Agency, a grassroots organization dedicated to raising awareness and pushing for remediation.
One of my favorite events that we've done out there was like putting on the waders and clearing out the creek. Like you see a direct impact, you know the water quality is better because you can actually see it. A lot of these groups have opportunities like that, so maybe you'll really love it whenever you get out there and do it.
The annual Tar Creek Conference is upcoming next week from October 7th through the 10th. For TUTV, this is Roma in Pitcher.
Governor Kevin Stitt's Operation SAFE is continuing its work to eliminate homeless encampments on state property. Now Tulsa residents are feeling the effects. Last week, Olive Clay explored how one local nonprofit sought to bring assistance and resources to individuals experiencing homelessness.
Last Thursday, I visited Nightlight, an event hosted by Tulsa-based nonprofit City Light. The program invites volunteers to build connections with those experiencing homelessness.
With the main goal being to build community and build relationships with our friends who are currently unhoused. So guests can come, they can get a warm meal. We also provide other resources so they can come and get clothing, they can get books. We have a fingernail painting station because sometimes you just want something that's fun.
Our mission is loving individuals, giving hope, and touching souls through relational service and dignified housing. And if you take the very first of that, it spells out life. And that's really what we're here to do, is just to be lights in our community and to really be community to somebody that might not have one.
But over time, you learn their names, you learn the backstories, you learn, I mean, these people, they know me. In fact, it's so much so that if I'm not here, people ask where I am.
This program has become even more essential as of late. Recently, Governor Stitt ordered an initiative to clear homeless encampments from state-owned property in Tulsa. Operation SAFE, or Swift Action for Families Everywhere, lasted 14 days and according to STIT, cleared 64 homeless encampments. Those critical of the strategy worried that it was not a long-term solution and induced the abrupt displacement of human beings.
It has been really traumatic for our neighbors that are experiencing homelessness. Across the board, agencies are having to replace vital documents like IDs, birth certificates, social security cards. So it really slowed the process of getting people into housing. I mean, we've had friends that have lost the last pictures they had of their families. They came back and all their stuff was gone.
City Lights is dedicated to real long-term solutions. They are working on a community neighborhood called City Lights Village that will provide housing as well as supportive services similar to those supplied during Nightlight. If you would like to volunteer at Nightlight, you can visit this address on Thursday night between 6:30 and 9:30 p.m.
Like I said, we have a volunteer orientation at 6:30. We orient you so you get all the information that you need.
You can also visit the City Lights website. This is Olive Clay with TUTV.
The 2025 Tulsa State Fair is in full swing at Expo Square, and the organizers are rolling out some major changes this year. Admission prices have increased, and safety is a top priority. As the fair welcomes nearly 1 million expected attendees, the Tulsa County Sheriff is introducing advanced security measures, including high-resolution drones equipped with thermal imaging and to monitor crowds. Authorities are focusing on children's safety and providing wristbands with their parents' contact information. Taking advantage of facial recognition technologies, attendees can also use the QR code system to report suspicious activity directly to law enforcement officers. Organizers are looking to create a fun, safe, and a secure experience for everyone attending this year's fair. Check out Fair Spotlight next week on TUTV.
Ryan Walters has announced his resignation as State Superintendent of Public Instruction. Walters, a Republican, is stepping down to become the CEO of the Teacher Freedom Alliance, a conservative nonprofit organization. His 3-year tenure was marked by near constant controversy and multiple lawsuits. Walters pushed to include the notorious Trump Bible in schools and promoted the teaching of 2020 election conspiracy theories. Oklahoma is currently at the bottom of most national education rankings. Walters' resignation sparked mixed reactions across the state. Some local businesses in Oklahoma City celebrated the news with parties, while state educators hope that new leadership will bring a renewed focus on quality of education. Governor Kevin Stitt is expected to soon appoint a new state superintendent to finish Walters' term, which ends in January 2027.
We continue the coverage of the ongoing TU department moves with a look at Oxley College and the Health of Natural Sciences. TU reporter Hope Gadaria sat down with Dr. Rogers Collick to get his perspective ahead of their return to the main TU campus.
My name is Hope Guderian, and today I am here at the Oxley College of Health and Natural Sciences to talk to Dr. Roger Collick about the location changes being made to those currently residing in the building.
Yeah, so I think the move is actually going to be a great thing for the university. I know there'll probably be, some things that'll pop up here and there, in terms of obstacles and things like that. And anytime you're moving, multiple programs and departments or schools to a new place, a new facility, there are just bound to be little things that will pop up. But I think the university is doing a fairly good job of helping everyone to be able to make this transition back to campus. I think long term it'll be beneficial for our students. It will probably cut down on a lot of, I think stress sometimes students may have, and particularly those students who do not have vehicle transportation. Sometimes it is a bit difficult for students to be able to make it here on time for classes, coming from main campus, going to downtown. So I think moving back to campus will help address some of that issues. Lab space I think has been an issue people have kind of talked about, but I think the university is doing a really great job, again, with even that aspect of things and making sure that we'll have everything that's necessary for us to be successful there.
Thank you, Dr. Collick. For TUTV, this is Hope Guderian at the Oxley College of Health and Natural Sciences.
Well, a slate of interesting news stories this week, including about the new measures at the Tulsa State Fair. Now, Michaela, if I'm correct, you're attending that fair, yes?
Yeah, I'm going to the fair on Thursday, and I'm really excited just because the conversations around the fair have really increased with a bunch of more people going to the fair and more rides.
Have you been in the past?
Yeah, I've been in the past, but this year all the food looks amazing, and so I'm really excited.
And many TU students, of course, love the fair. That's all we have for this segment, folks, but still to come, an interview with a TU club focused on volunteering, as well as campus and local news. I've been Hunter Lynn.
And I'm Michaela Crownover.
Thank you.
Hello, America. Welcome back to Aimpoint, the first news source on Earth to be publicly endorsed by Glenn Quagmire from Family Guy. It's that piece of shit duck who never wears pants, and he's always talking to kids. Now, I'm very excited to welcome our first interview guest on the show, the U Tulsa Pisser, vitamin B24, which is twice as powerful as the standard vitamin B12, and not only a cure for autism. I'm Aristotle Orsini, host of Aimpoint, and I deliver nothing but real news, real facts, and I only say things that I believe. I have no doubt in my mind that creep was a close associate of Epstein. It's time for a new segment that I like to call People Engaging with Political Extremism on the World Wide Web, or Pew Pew!
In Biden's America, all these, things like this made-up liberal public indecency law.
Vitamin B24 from Aimpoint will make you run faster, jump higher, and even increase your charisma by up to 300%. You've described yourself as a libertarian idealist, right? You believe that
Hello and welcome back to TUTV. I'm Bruce Bigler.
And I'm Savannah Mon.
Here to bring you some of the most exciting stories from this week.
All right, coming up, we spotlight a new campus organization and an entertaining campus contest held last Friday.
Plus, our weekly spotlight on TU's Veteran Student Association. But first, let's jump into some campus news stories. At TU, Chick-fil-A mobile order is no more. In August, the news broke over email that mobile ordering at Chick-fil-A would be discontinued. The change is supposed to create a more, quote, consistent dining experience for Chick-fil-A customers and staff. The email detailed 3 motivators for the change. Quote, keep service lines moving smoothly without disruption, ensure accuracy by handling requests and modifications directly with guests, and maintain the personal interaction that is central to the Chick-fil-A dining experience, end quote. Chick-fil-A has also refused to add Starship mobile delivery compatibility, instead using its own delivery robots, mainly in Atlanta. Still, the change will almost certainly decrease the popularity of what was the student union's most visited dining option.
GroupMe scam bots have flooded the inboxes of TU inboxes following the campus activities fair. After joining clubs and campus organizations' group chats, students have been bombarded with GroupMe messages promising free laptops, concert tickets, and even romance. Removing these bots from a group chat is a never-ending task for club administrators. Group chats can be edited to prevent unauthorized accounts from joining, but personal messages from spam bots are unavoidable. Students can fight back by reporting and blocking these accounts whenever they arise in their DMs. So stay alert from scam messages, and remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Now, let's turn over to our interview chairs to hear from a new club dedicated to volunteer engagement among TU students.
Hey, Ben. Good evening. I'm here with co-founder and co-president of TU volunteer organization TU Service Initiative, Madeline Dalton. Madeline?
Hi, Hunter. So happy to be here today. How are you?
I'm good. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Right. So pretty much I founded the TU Service Initiative with my close friend Kara to kind of create new opportunities for students at the University of Tulsa to get involved with broader volunteer opportunities in our Tulsa community. So pretty much geared towards getting people involved and helping to further volunteer causes throughout, because I was noticing, kind of along with a few other friends, that we had a bit of a lack of volunteer opportunities throughout the university. So we wanted to provide a good way for people to easily get involved, without honestly any work to them. Like we provide carpooling, we provide all the materials needed, anything like that. So yeah, it's been really fun so far.
Great, and I understand this is a relatively new student organization, correct?
Yes, so we started kind of creating the idea back last fall, and then sort of like got our ideas like moving and created the GroupMe near the winter. And then we weren't official until the very end of last spring, but now we're like up and running, hoping to get funding soon.
That's great. And so how does TU Service Initiative connect students with volunteer opportunities?
Yeah, so a lot of it is Kara and I will reach out to organizations throughout Tulsa, kind of like figure out what they need from us, how we can help them, get to know like if they're interested in partnering with us or taking on interns or like long-term volunteers. And then we send a lot of those opportunities out to our students. So through the GroupMe, that's our main hub with everything. We like to send like our official volunteer opportunities. Like just last weekend, we had a really great one with the Tulsa Dream Center. We like sent a lot of people out to help like do garden work, just a lot of like packing work with them, things like that. But then we also just have people send like simple volunteer opportunities that they've been working on if anybody wants to join. So it's a lot of that. It's pretty simple, pretty easy.
So you mentioned making it or wanting to make it easier for students to volunteer both on and off campus. So I imagine that all that a student that was interested in volunteering would have to do is simply join the GroupMe and say what they wanted to do?
Yeah, that's really it. I would say join the GroupMe and follow the Instagram to keep like perfectly caught up. But we send out all of our opportunities, I would say at least a week in advance, if not earlier, just so people are very aware of what's going on. We like to have a good mix of things on campus and off campus. So in the past, we've done things like card writing for patients in hospice care, which can be done on campus, or even like kind of a clothing drive. Super easy, super simple on campus. Or we'll go out, so we'll do like park cleanups. We'll partner with organizations like October 11th, we're doing one with SPCA. So very excited for that.
Well, thank you very much for taking your time to spend some time with us here today, Madeline. That's all the time we have, unfortunately, for today.
Okay.
I've been Hunter Lynn, and this has been the TUTV interview. Thank you.
Thanks.
The Performative Mail Contest took TU by storm this past weekend, bringing in students from all corners of campus to drink matcha and read feminist literature. TU reporter Trey Williams gives us a front row seat to this event.
Students on campus gathered last Friday at the Dietler Commons at the McFarland Library for the Performative Mail Contest to show their love and appreciation for women around the world. We're here with the hosts of this contest as they recount their experience of holding this huge event.
We just held the first Performative Mail event on the University of Tulsa grounds. It's September, Friday, 26th. Beautiful day for a lovely event. We had a beautiful turnout. Lots of absolutely gorgeous, stunning people came, dressed absolutely phenomenally. Our winner, Yasmina, Queen. Shout out Yasmina. She absolutely deserved her victory. Absolutely. And this was one of the best events I've ever hosted in my life. And it feels very poetic that it's my last year and I get to have this experience.
I'm gonna second what Lacey said. I think that this is definitely like, as an RA, we're all RAs, and so this is definitely probably like my top event that we've ever thrown. Turnout was absolutely fantastic, and yeah, no, I think it just like was a good opportunity to like get people that wouldn't really typically meet on campus together. I feel like it's a very niche vibe if you want to like actually like be a part of this, and so I think it was like just a great opportunity for people to like really connect. But yeah,
I think it was super duper awesome. I'm so grateful that I got to be involved in it, and it was just so cool to see 80 people from like different places across campus come together and just laugh together and sing together and hang out and like just have a really, really good time and kind of embrace being a little corny for a night. And it was just awesome. It was so much fun.
Hope to see many more exciting student-held events in the coming weeks of this semester. Thank you all for watching. For TUTV, I'm Trey Williams.
Last month, TU Greek Life held their formal recruitment, in which well over 100 students joined campus fraternities and sorority organizations. This past week, all new and returning members united for Greek Safety Week, organized by University of Tulsa Panhellenic Council. We go now to Caitlin Stotts for more information.
This past week was Greek Safety Week. Monday through Friday, there were multiple events for those in fraternities and sororities on campus. On Monday, there was alcohol safety training for all of Greek Life, and on Friday, there was jacket week. Here's the Panhellenic president, Chloe Radel, with more about the week.
Greek Safety Week is a week that happens right after recruitment, and it's a time for Panhellenic and IFC to educate the chapters on things like alcohol safety, anti-hazing training, but then also bring the community together through events like Greek Jeopardy and Greek Pickleball.
For TUTV, I'm Caitlin Stotts.
Still to come, we hear from students in the Thunder Fellows program.
Plus, a look at the Soup Club's first meeting. We'll be back after this.
Sunday, September the 28th, saw a flight for TUI Airways experiencing a bird strike during its departure from Cardiff, Wales, while en route to Paphos, Cyprus. After briefly entering a holding pattern to assess potential damage, the Boeing 737 was able to safely divert to Birmingham Airport and landed for inspection without further incident. Some early reports claimed that the aircraft experienced an engine failure leading to an emergency landing. However, this is incorrect. Some of these spurious reports may have been due to misinterpretation of passenger reports claiming to have experienced a burning smell in the cabin. To explain this smell and why incidents like this so rarely end in disaster, let's take a quick look at the modern jet engine. The 737-800 is powered by twin CFM56-7B high-bypass turbofan engines. In a turbofan engine, a majority of the air passes around the core of the engine, meaning that for this engine specifically, only around 1/5 of the air ingested passes through the actual combustion chamber and delicate elements in the engine's core. This also means that when a bird strikes the intake fan, centrifugal force pushes it away from the engine core and through the bypass duct, where it is then safely ejected out the back of the engine. As for the burning smell experienced by some passengers, if a small amount of organic material, such as feathers, were able to enter the engine's core, it would be burnt up quickly, where the 737's air conditioning system, drawing air from the engine, could quickly pump it through the air conditioner's filters and into the cabin, resulting in the smell that some passengers experienced. Modern air travel maintains an excellent safety record, and this has been a close look at just one piece of engineering that helps to keep it this way. For TUTV, I'm Carter Reed.
Welcome back to TUTV. I'm Trey Williams.
And I'm Bruce Bigler.
Today we're going to be talking about some clubs that we have on campus as well as TU veterans.
The college cohort Thunder Fellows kicked off their events for the year this past week. 2 TU Student Fellows talked to reporter Heaven Harris about their first event experience.
The Oklahoma City Thunder Fellows cohort kicked off with their first field lesson for the year this past Friday, with tours of Williams Energy headquarters and the Greenwood Cultural Center. Here's what 2 students from TU had to say about their day.
Hi, my name is Sanaya White. I'm a 2025 College Cohort Thunder Fellow. And today we went on our first field trip. We were able to travel, do networking. We were having mock interviews. We got to see a day in the life of some of the people we got to talk to. We also got to travel and go to the Greenwood Rising Museum, and it was an incredible experience. I've learned a lot, and I really just had a great overall time.
My name is Keegan Powers. I'm a part of the 2025 Thunder Fellows College Cohort, and today we had our first field lesson. What I'm looking forward to in the next field lessons that we have coming up is just the amount of networking and the connections that I can build within the industry.
This is Heaven Harris for TU TV.
TU has a wide variety of student-run clubs, and the Soup Club is one of among the fastest growing, with almost 300 members in the group me. TU TV reporter Ben Raymond brings us the story.
This past Friday, TU's student-run Soup Club had their first meeting of the year on the stage of Gusman Concert Hall in Lorton Performance Center. Students were able to enjoy chicken and rice, potato, and chicken noodle soup. I caught up with the president of Soup Club, Nathan Airy, to learn more.
Soup Club is a pretty simple club. It's a club where you can come, eat some soup, and volunteer at local soup kitchens and homeless shelters. Soup Club actually came about when it was like on a call here at the LPC. We were backstage doing a show, just doing fly rail and stuff. And me and one of my friends were like, oh my gosh, soup is so amazing. We love soup so much. And then one of us was like, oh my gosh, let's make a soup club. And now here we are. Actually, it's pretty easy to get involved in Soup Club. The GroupMe GroupMe link is actually in the Instagram bio. Soup's on U Tulsa, and within the club we have biweekly meetings, so you can just come to one of the biweekly meetings. The first biweekly meeting of the month is going to be a soup eating event, so you just come, eat some soup, and just chillax with your friends or whoever you want to eat with. And then the second event of the month is probably going to be more of a volunteer opportunity, like with the True Blue Pantry and stuff like that.
Soup Club's next meeting will be Friday, October 10th. Keep an eye on their Instagram and GroupMe for more details. For TUTV, I'm Benton Raymer.
Interested in Greek myths? The Honors College recently brought in authors to talk about a new translation of the Odyssey. TUTV reporter Reese Wood has more on this event.
Last week, author and essayist Daniel Mendelsohn visited TU to discuss his new translation of the Odyssey. He and Dr. Daniel Walden from U Tulsa's Honors College answered questions about Homer, Greek poetry, philosophy, films, and more. Events like these are hosted by the Honors College and help honors students connect with the text they are reading, as well as connect with their professors. If you'd like to learn more about Daniel Mendelsohn's new translation of the Odyssey, scan the QR code. I'm Reese Wood from TUTV.
Our weekly spotlight on TU veterans continued this week with 2 Marine Corps radio operators in differing fields of academic study. TUTV reporter Tony Scardino brings us the story.
Did you know that TU has a thriving and eclectic veteran community? This week, I take some time to learn more about some of them and their unique experiences.
My name is Ryan Peterson. I served in the United States Marine Corps. I EAS'd as a sergeant, and my job was to be a radio operator. I was stationed with 4th Infantry Regiment out on Camp Schwab in Okinawa. I'm hoping that when I graduate, I'm looking to work for a smaller studio, not quite AAA major game industry, but also not starting my own. So I think working for a smaller to more mid-sized company. The CSG program here at TU, they're one of the only universities that offers that program for undergraduates and not as a graduate. And being an older vet student, I didn't want to have to go to a different university, get an undergraduate in computer science, and then go and get a master's in game development, because here I can just come and do it right out of the gate as an undergraduate.
Next, we talk to another Marine radio operator, Lance Corporal Isidro Salgado.
So I enlisted right out of high school. I've been in for 3 years in the reserves now, and my MOS is a field radio operator. I'm currently a junior here at TU studying economics, and I plan on commissioning after I get my bachelor's. So I definitely want to go into the corporate world, and I want to be like a analyst or a speculator for some company with economics. I just felt like I owed something to my country, especially both of my parents being immigrants. I just thought the best way I can, thank the country is for me to go into service and be first generation military for my family. What I like about the TU veteran community is that we definitely stand out, and we come together at tailgates. We come together at the veteran house, and we just hang out. We do things like we did in the military, and it's just nice to have the camaraderie here at TU.
For TU TV, I'm Tony Scardino.
Some incredible events going on campus. Trey, tell us a little bit more about the Thunder Fellows program.
Well, I actually was in the Thunder Fellows junior year of my high school year. It was pretty cool. We did a lot of coding, Python, all that, aerospace engineering here and there, and overall I thought it was a really good program.
That's fascinating. Well, keep an eye on how to get involved in Thunder Fellows as well as all these other incredible organizations on campus. Thanks so much for tuning in.